Got my steak here and my hammer. Got myself ready to think about this film here, My Son the Vampire. Whoa! You know, the best way to fight a vampire is garlic. Now, we don't have garlic. We got a banana, got a pear, we got a persimmon. I think that's a passion fruit. You couldn't go by me. I think we've got some mangoes in there and things like that. Stuff really that would be better to fight on Gilligan's Island. But we got a mallet and a stake, and we're going to drive this into the heart of this vampire. Who is the vampire in this My Son the Vampire? Good old Bela Lugosi. Whoa. This is, we've talked about Bela quite a bit on this show and about how he's given a lot of bad press. Yeah, he had a bad personal life there. He was a drug addict, had all that bad things going. He met up with Ed Wood, and who knows if that really helped him out a lot or not. And this is pre-Ed Wood right here with this My Son the Vampire. But I think he really does a nice job in this film. He does a lot of nice little bits, little takes. It feels like he's enjoying himself, making the best out of a bad situation. The story behind this, why he did this, is that he was in Europe. I guess he needed the ticket price to get back to the States, and he took on this role to get back out of the country, I guess, get back to the United States. Well, I think it worked out well for him. There's this 1952 film, and he pairs up with somebody who, was sort of a perennial comic figure in the British film tradition, sort of out of that carry-on type of tradition. But this is Mother Riley, played by Arthur Lucan. Arthur Lucan developed this figure. He was sort of out of the English music hall tradition and so on, and he took on the role of this Mother Riley. Sort of this crazy, wacky old lady with a strange Granny Clampett type of wig, sort of dressed disheveled, took on roles of like domestic servants in people's houses. And well, Mother Riley stumbles into Bela Lugosi, and Bela Lugosi has a really cool robot that kind of wanders around the place. I mean, that's one of the names of this film too, is Vampire versus the Robot. Yeah, or it's actually Vampire and the Robot, not versus, because they're on the same side. So I got that wrong. Lucan does a nice job. As I've not seen a lot of the Mother Riley type of films, and the more I see of him, he's sort of an acquired taste. It's one of those Britishisms that you really have to sort of kind of have some patience with and let it grow with you. There's another figure in this film that's kind of fun. His name is Hitchcock, the butler, and he kind of playing sort of a Renfield type of character. Remember Renfield from the early Todd Browning Dracula? And sniveling and things. What do you want, master? Well, Ian Wilson plays this guy, and he does a nice job kind of wandering around the set and doing little hee-hees and things like that. Kind of nice. The opening theme music to this film is sung by Alan Sherman. You remember Alan Sherman? Hello, Mudda, hello, Fada. Hello, Mudda, hello, Fada. How we do, calling from Cap Granada. When I was a kid, he was sort of considered the funny guy. I guess he's the guy who introduced Bill Cosby to the world as well. I remember the day that Alan Sherman died. This is kind of an interesting little tale. I was driving down the road on my way home, and I was with my best friend, and on the radio it said, Alan Sherman died. And we were shook up. And at the time, we were making a little movie of our own, and we said, we've been looking for a title. We're going to call it Sherman, in memory of Alan Sherman. Now, not many people know that tale about why that film is called Sherman. Well, now you know. Not many people have seen the film either, but that's beside the point. The film is directed by John Gilling. You remember John Gilling? Gamma people. Remember? People with those weird little helmets on their heads and things like that, doing experiments and creating either zombies or intelligent kids. And we had that debate going on, what would you rather be in a world where everybody seems to come out of Sound of Music type of place. I think you're going to enjoy this. Have a bit of patience at first with the Mother Riley figure. If you get into the flow of it, you're going to like it. And watch Bela. Watch a man who's really trying to work with what he has to work with. Bad script, perhaps. Quick, really schedule to shoot on. But he makes it work. And you got to admire that. He keeps on making a living. at doing what he loves, and that's acting, even when the world is sort of turning their back on him. So he makes a film called My Son the Vampire. Well, folks, getting ready. Got the steak, got the mallet. Roll 'em, Smokey.